begin.
My name is Richard Owl Beaver. I'm from the Micmac tribe. What we call when we're at home in our tribe, Mi'kmaq. When the Europeans came here many years ago and said, "We European," and our ancestors said, "Mi'kmaq," people said, Micmac, that's close enough. And that happened with many, many tribes. For example, there's no such word in the Cherokee language as Cherokee. They're Salagi. But again, the English said, Cherokee, that's close enough. I continue on the powwow trail. My wife and I have been on a powwow trail since I retired as a professional photographer. I've always been involved in my culture for many years, but when I retired I got very, very involved because I wanted to pass my traditions and my culture on to other people and to encourage younger people in my nation to come forward and understand their traditions and their culture and their spirituality. I do whatever I possibly can to teach these things. I make as much as I possibly can the old way. A lot of things people don't understand. They look at my regalia. Our clothing is always regalia, not outfits, not costumes. It's regalia. People look at me and they say, why don't you have leather and all kinds of furs? Well, Micmac people up in Maine, we originated in Newfoundland many years ago and came down into Halifax, Nova Scotia, and the Prince Edward Island area, and came all the way across Newfoundland and into Quebec, and eventually down into Presque Isle, New Hampshire, and Presque Isle, Maine, I mean. And that's where our big tribes are, in Presque Isle, Maine, and in Listerbush, Quebec. I try to learn as much about other tribes as I can also. People will say, well, why does a Micmac have a buffalo? Well, the buffalo is very sacred. I know what it represents, and it's my choosing to honor the buffalo in a sacred way. I have a room in my house that I refer to as my lodge. My buffalo fills the entire floor. When I go in there barefooted, I can feel the power coming into me. I'm a Vietnam veteran, 100% disabled. My culture and my spirituality gives me a reason to stay alive. And I fight as much as I can to stay alive. Taking 30 prescription pills a day and doing whatever else I feel I have to do, and what the medical experts tell me to do. I'm 71 years old. I was told on a hospital ship in Vietnam, go home and have fun. You're not going to see 25 or 30 years old. After many surgeries, I'm still alive. I have a wonderful wife of 47 years. I have 2 terrific children and 5 wonderful grandchildren. And I try to teach them about as much of my culture as I can. My father was the Native American. My mother was from Poland. And that's what I got excited when you said you were Russian, because Russian and Polish are pretty close. I make gawumki, I make pierogi, and I make my own kabasi. Dziękuję.
Maybe just a little bit more than a turquoise ring would be better.